Good morning. I'm higher vibrations and so are you. There's been a lot of things going on and I always start that way and I always want to restart the video because, but the whole point of doing this the way I'm doing it is to kind of be unscripted and just let it be what it is, what it needs to come through and be said. So yeah, we're going through a lot of stuff right now. The ascension symptoms that I'm experiencing have been pretty typical. I mean, they've not changed around a lot. However, the intensity has, and there's been things that have changed. For instance, like the tickly, vibrating skin thing that's been happening feels new to me, but it feels reminiscent to something else, like the vibration in your core and your sacral chakra that still happens too as we transmute this energy that's coming through and going out and going in and becoming. It has this sensation of vibrating, and there's something tickly and euphoric about it that's beautiful. And that's been happening more like on my the surface of my skin, and where before, I don't know how to explain it, but before it didn't feel so connected in that way. So there's that. But the need for hydration, the need for water has become, a pretty big joke, I guess, because that's just how everybody's experiencing right now. Even the people who don't know what's going on and maybe aren't even at an awakening point, like it's pretty amazing being somebody who purchases their water to see, that's definitely there's an increase in that. But it's a different kind of thirst that I'm noticing. And like, our bodies tell us what we need, and it lets us know in whatever way it can. And for so many years, at least I kind of not only just ignored those symptoms and those things, those messages that my body was giving me, but also I kind of try to mask it, and so now I'm noticing more subtle language from my body, where before it was a craving of a specific food, now it's like a mineral, oh, okay, that's the specific mineral that I need. And salt is a really big deal right now, which is really interesting. I mean, not like crazy, but yeah. Anyway, the ears ringing thing, it's like, and the popping in the ears, like popping's not the right name for it, because if it popped, it would have a pop. It more like a flick inside my ears, like someone's like just like inside my ears, and like it's always associated with the ear ringing as well. It's just a different octave. Maybe it's a different way of being able to receive these new octaves that are going to be coming in. Okay, that's really cool. And then, so as that's happening, I'll have like, it's not dizzy, but there's a swirly element to it. And I'm finding that it has more to do with my experience and my ability to kind of like touch the edges of what I've always known or thought or just accepted as reality, and as this veil thins and we start to truly understand what the matrix truly is, then it starts to come more clear. And as that happens, there's this sensation that occurs that's swirly, because I don't know where to put my feet yet, which is cool. Like, I'm okay with that. And then the sleep stuff is not stopped. I mean, this entire time, like, I mean, seriously, over the past however many years, it's been a joke, right? Sleep has always been this punchline in my life. And it's not any different, except it's really different, and it fluctuates and changes regularly. You could spend your entire day exhausted, and then finally it's bedtime and you're like, oh, look at that. Like you're like the cat in the night, chasing everything around, all of a sudden. And then as soon as it's not bedtime anymore, I'm really tired. And it's not just that. Like that's one extreme that I've experienced recently. But then also, like, in the times that I am sleeping, it's very, the veil is so thin, guys. It's so connected now. And like going into dream space is so much different than it used to be. And I don't know how to articulate that right now. I wish I could do better. But those of you that are going through it know that it's okay. You're not alone. You know, there's some weird stuff going on. And it's not weird bad. It's just different. You know, and after a lifetime and multiple lifetimes on top of those of the same barriers, now all of a sudden those barriers are gone. And pretty much anything different is good, right? And it's beautiful. And it feels good. You know, and so the dizzy stuff is a thing too. It's just, I guess I just gotten used to it, you know, and like it's turned into almost that kind of dizzy, that almost out of your body when you're like astral projecting kind of feeling, just almost there, that kind of feeling. And because it's reminiscent of that experience, then I'm reassured, you know, and all you have to do is just ask. And, you know, the answer just presents itself. I used to think that I needed to ask individuals and seek out information. And sure, I enjoy history. I love it, you know, and I look into it. And the thing is when I consume any information, I'm choosing to consider the information presented in front of me because it's coming through someone else, a different vessel. It doesn't mean that it's not true, but it may not apply. So when you're getting information from an outside source, just remember that. Does it resonate with you? The parts that don't, leave them. If there's stuff that does resonate along with stuff that doesn't mean you need to throw it all away. Just the good stuff. Just bring the good stuff with you. You know, and then through yourself, there's a connection. We are all connected to source, to a higher power, to God, to the all, to the central sun, to us. We're all connected. There is no barrier. There's no space between it. And so when we ask, it just happens. The answers come. You don't need to ask a person, is what I'm saying. So we have this rocky experience that we're going through right now. Our body's changing. Our body is upgrading. Our body is going through some serious growing pains. Let's not lie. Like, it's pretty intense. Like, it's crazy weird. Like, one minute you're like a carnivore and next minute you're a full-on vegan, drinking water and walking around barefoot in the sun, which is awesome, by the way, but holy cow. Like, one minute you're like the most unclumsy person as anyone could ever meet, and now all of a sudden it's like you're you can't stand up. Not all the way. not always, you know. And our, not only is our diet changing and the way that we're sensing that the space around us that we exist within, is that all of these memories are coming. All of this information is being opened up to you that's always been there before, but there have been barriers presented to keep everybody okay, I think. But now we're at a point that information is being made available again. And as those things turn on, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to jump down that rabbit hole. Just don't go too far, because there's still work here to be done. And we can be in both places. Like, that's what the point is, right? Like, in the end, when I've reached whatever goal it is that you want to call it, you know, I will be in this moment along with all the other moments at the same time. Like, energetically, that is who we are and what we do. That is how it's always been. It's just now we're learning how to use this cool tool. You know, and so while this is happening, we're getting all this information and all these memories, perhaps, you know, and these activations and these understandings. Also, too, our body is being pulled through, you know, and it's a lot of work. So please be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself the rest. Allow yourself what it is you need. I have a fluctuating need of quiet time. I'll say it that way. Sometimes even the most subtle noises are just like, I just need quiet and just be. And other times it's okay, you know, and life just accommodates that. It just works out. So if you need the quiet, if you can go into nature, if you, whatever, the things that you're drawn to do, allow yourself to at least try it and take care of yourself. Because we are all one, right? And as I'm taking care of me, I'm also taking care of you. You know, and we're honoring the gift of this presence as it is a present moment. That was really corny. I just couldn't avoid it. So anyway, I haven't covered all of them, I'm sure. I am just so overjoyed at feeling the energy of all of you right now. Like, to experience this awakening is just so beautiful. It's so pure. And it's so, finally, it's really cool how this stuff works. Thank you for your service. Thank you for all that you have done and all that you are doing and all that you know you will do. You're not alone. Comment, participate, say hi, because you're not alone. And sometimes having someone else say hi just reminds them they're not alone either. I hope you're having a wonderful journey. Aho blessings.